This is Ozgur Demirtas. I'm a professor of finance. I lived in the US for about 15 years where I did my Ph.D. and I was also a finance professor as well. And then I moved back to my home country, Turkey, for about 10 years ago. Right now I'm a chair professor of finance, but that's not my only role. I also am a consultant for various companies, not only in the finance sector, but also in the real sector. And on top of that, I established a Center of Excellence in Finance within the university. And I am also a board member of one of the largest private banks in Turkey. And I do these keynote speeches as well. But what are the topics that I specialize on? What are the things that I love to talk about? Let's see them now. One of the topics that I talk about is, as you can guess, macroeconomy, as I am a finance professor. But what are the specifics that I talk about? I do give these keynote speeches to many multinational companies, and of course, one of the things that they really wonder about is the macroeconomy, what's going to happen to the interest rates, what's going to happen to the exchange rates, what's going to happen to the current account deficits or surpluses, and what's going to happen in general in the near and the medium term future. So I talk about the American economy, I talk about the European economy, North African and Middle Eastern economy as well. And as well as, of course, the Asian economy. As you know, just recently, the United States has been increasing the interest rates, and more will follow, as we know. But what's going to happen to the emerging markets? What's going to happen to the Middle Eastern countries? What's going to happen to countries where there are extensive oil reserves versus to countries where there's an extensive current account deficit? So I talk about these things. I not only talk about what happened in the near past, everybody knows them anyhow, but I also talk about my predictions, both short term and medium term. So specifically, I talk about the balance sheets of central banks because that is the most important thing. As you know, whatever will Fed do in the future or European Central Bank will do in the future will determine the emerging market economies. So I specifically talk about the stock markets, I talk about the financial securities, I talk about debt and equity equilibrium, and I also talk about investment opportunities and when to invest, when to halt, when to press the gas pedal, when to press the brake pedal. These are the things that I talk about.